devil doesn't want me to deceive you. He wants me to tell you that the only way it's possible to sing in that heavenly choir with Audrey, the only way you're going to be able to be there, to walk through the streets, the only way you're going to be able to see her again, is to know the Jesus that she loves. And how can you know him? Just reserve the time. It can begin today. You know, if you say me too, say, Lord, you know it's me too. And you surrender to him. That's the next phrase. Then listen, you just submit everything to him. And he's so kind. He is so loving. And I'm talking about Jesus. For God packaged, I don't have time to go through all of this, but God packaged everything in him. It's not anywhere else. It's only in him. And so when you surrender to him, he responds and he dwells in you. He guides you through his spirit. He strengthens you. He gives you courage to face hard times, while he makes sure that you have eternal life. It's as simple as that. And he doesn't turn people away. He does not say that you don't have to bring anything. You come just as you are. Now that's not bogus. For anyone you're talking bogus stuff. This is not bogus. If you're good, watch this. If you're good, you come every day just as you are. If you are the worst person, Jesus is not going to turn his back on you. Remember, he came with the gift from God to Audrey, to me. That's it. There's no other hope for Audrey. There's no other hope. Now, I belong to a church that in its very name, it speaks about something that's future. But listen, remember what I said. John 3:16 comes before John 14:1-3. You must have the John 3:16 experience first. And here's what I love to say. Then you cannot miss the second coming. So for Audrey and me, we know we're not going to miss the second coming. Why? Because of Jesus. We care about Jesus. Meaning, we care about him for what he has done, how he's so forgiving, how he's so powerful. If you come to reasons why you ought to care a lot about Jesus, there's nothing he can do. He's just wonderful. He can solve problems. He can work miracles. And finally, he's the only source of eternal life. You can't work for it. You can't earn it. You can't inherit it. No, you can't pay for it. It's only in him, and it's a free gift from the Father to Audrey, to me, through Jesus Christ. Amen. So today, some may be wondering why Carlton is not as upset and sad as you may think. It's because he understands this. This is an experience. It's an experience. When you trust Jesus like this, first of all, for your eternal life. This is how I like to put it. You know, it may sound like nothing new. And I know Audrey accepts it. I know Carl and the others. If there are some others, here's how it is. Just as we are, we go to him each day. And we trust him for eternal life. We don't trust him for anything else. Right? You can trust him for healing. But watch this. But you may not be healed. Right or wrong. You may trust him for money. But the money may not come. You may trust him for something else. And it may not come. Here's what I said. trust him first. And now, not after you die, now trust him for your eternal life. It's in the text. Trust him for your eternal life, and then you can't miss it, because he's the source of eternal life. How's that? And so, I say, in the morning, when you rise, be with me, with Jesus. During the day, as you've surrendered, live with Jesus. And at the end, when you come to die, listen to me. Anything that you may have important, more or equal, I know folks who have things equal with Christ. Right? If something belonged to him, they say it is equal to him. And I can go around the list. Commandments, a day, serving, music, faithful, and so forth, and so on. There is nothing that can be equal to Jesus the Son. Nothing. I mean, nothing. Not even the Word. The Word takes you to him. And when you find him, he becomes everything to you. That's how it was with Audrey, and that's how it is with me. Jesus is everything. May he reveal himself to you in a comforting way. Carlton, keep close to him. Spend time with him. That lovely home you have there. We long to be there with you. Alice and the rest of you. Those of you as relatives, know the Jesus of Audrey. It's worth it. But to those of us who serve with her, work with her, who know her in any other fashion, this life is going to come to an end. One day I am going to be there. But when that happens, I want you to know that I am in Christ. How do I know? I give myself to him. I believe he accepts me and he saves me. Then he uses me as he did with Audrey. You could imagine the many hearts that were made happy with her music. You can imagine the young people that have been mentored. This was Christ working in her for the good of others. Can you get that? This is a whole sermon in itself, but I'll mention it at the end. Her whole life, after receiving eternal life, watch this, after receiving eternal life, my whole life, after receiving eternal life, is to bring glory to God. All of her music, all of her poetry, all of her representation in Haiti and in Cuba, and as being the great mother that she was, friend, brings glory to God. That's what it's all about. It is never to give her a credit in heaven. It's never to get her through the gates. It's never to put her in the heavenly choir. When she goes in the heavenly choir, it will be because Jesus died on the cross, because she accepted him, and because Jesus used him. That's how it was with Audrey. That's how it is with me, and